Quake is one of the most beloved video game franchises of all time, and the original 2 Quake games have been modded to oblivion. Slayer's Testament is a Quake 1 mod that aims to recapture the look and feel of Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal into the Quake engine, and for the most part, it succeeds. To get the most up-to-date version of the mod, you need to go into the Slayer's Testament Discord server, but I fully recommend doing so. This mod is awesome, and without further ado, let's get into my first impressions/review. Slayer's Testaments features 3 acts to play, and in this current build, you have the Fortress of Doom ship to explore. Right away I'm impressed, and it's funny to see how not much has changed with id Software games. In Quake 1 and Doom Eternal, they both have hub worlds to run around in and choose your level. Act 1 is called the Argent Fracture, and it remakes some of the levels found in Doom 2016. They've done a very impressive job of recreating iconic scenes from this game, and it's great to see it in the Quake engine. The new mechanics from Doom 2016 are transferred over into this mod as well, which means glory kills and the chainsaw giving the player ammo back is all here. The player also has the ability to double jump and climb onto ledges, and these new mobility options are welcomed by me. Act 1 is superb, and it's a pretty damn good adaptation of the highlights in Doom 2016. Act 2 is where the mod adapts Doom Eternal, and at least with the version I played, there is only one level to go through. Wall climbing and the dash mechanic both return from Doom Eternal, and it's pulled off pretty well in this mod. Performing glory kills, keeping your ammo high with the chainsaw, and flame-belching demons for armor bonuses gets pretty overwhelming at first, but you eventually find your groove. I love Act 2, and I really want to see Exaltia and other locations that we saw in Doom Eternal transferred over to this mod. The act concludes with a fight between yourself and the Doom Hunter, and he's basically a massive bullet sponge with deadly projectiles he can throw. I love it, and this was a solid way to close out the level. I just wish there was more of Act 2. I really like the Hell on Earth look to everything, and this contrasts heavily to the depressing look of the original Quake. Everything is bright and colourful, and it's nice to see in this mod. When you get into the groove of glory killing demons, picking up their health bonuses, and then quickly dashing out of harm's way, this mod becomes like the best game to play, and coupled with the speed of Quake, it's also a very intense experience. The glory kills are charming, and while they don't have the most fluid animation in the world, you get the same satisfaction from a glory kill as you would in Doom 2016. The sound effects for the glory kills in this mod are absolutely fantastic as well, and the gun sounds are very punchy, which is again very similar to the reboot Doom games. I haven't played on Ultra Violence yet, and I don't plan to for the time being, because the demons are unrelenting and will kick your ass if you aren't giving them any respect. You can't just waltz into a room early on and expect to win the fight automatically. You need to keep moving at all times and pick your loadout well. However, once you do grab the Gauss Cannon or the Super Shotgun, you do feel unstoppable. Slayer's Testaments is still very early in development, and with that, Act 3 is only just a demo map, and only the first act has a lengthy campaign run. Along with the base game that the mod has to offer, there are classic Doom-inspired levels thrown in for good measure. These are very fun to blast through, and aren't too long to finish, which means that there's never really a boring moment. These classic Doom-inspired maps, and I say inspired because some of the levels are ripped straight from the original games and some aren't, but regardless, there are 3 episodes to pick from, which is great. Slayer's Testaments has a ton of content in it, and if you get bored of the base campaign or the classic Doom maps, then you can always play Quake 1 with this mod applied. I wouldn't really recommend it, but it's there for you if you want. I'm floored with the effort on display, and this is one of the coolest Quake mods I've seen in a while. When you get all of your weapons and upgraded a few of your guns, then you'll feel like an absolute badass, and with the new mobility options, you'll have a very entertaining time. Oh, I didn't even mention that, yeah, weapon mods are available to pick up in Slayer's Testaments, and again, this is another cherry on top. They didn't have to add any weapon mods, and the final product would have still been quality, but they went above and beyond to try and impress the audience. Trust me, this mod is worth downloading, even though I have a couple of issues with it. For one, I hate that you can't rebind the keys for the new abilities in the game itself, and you need to go to the console to fix everything. For me at least, when I tried updating the console, nothing happened, and I was stuck with the default controls. That is annoying, but I eventually got over it. At least you can still rebind the controls for the base Quake game. For example, you can still rebind the keys for your movement. I also think that they should release the mod on the internet somewhere other than a Discord server. This would grab more people's interest, and I think they are shooting themselves in the foot by limiting the mod's availability. Throw it up on ModDB and call it a day. Maybe they are waiting for the Slayer's Testament campaign to be fully finished, which is commendable, but this mod has more than enough content to satisfy players. I mean, this has 2 campaign modes, and the ability to play all of Quake 1's campaign with the mod. I think that's plenty of content for them to release it publicly. And while this mod isn't a government secret with only a handful of people knowing about it, I just wish that it was more widely available because it is such a great mod. If I recommend Slayer's Testaments to someone, I don't want to say, oh, just go in their Discord and download it from there. Who knows, maybe that's how projects are shared now and I need to catch up with the times. I'm not ruling that out as a possibility, by the way. That being said, Slayer's Testaments is fucking awesome, and I highly suggest you download it if you have Quake 1. It's still in early development, so I don't expect all of the bugs to be fixed or every level to be implemented, but the core gameplay is still solid enough for you to download. Personally, I would love to see a remake of the first part of Exaltia and Urdak for this mod. I think the creators are ambitious enough to do it, and those levels would be insane to see redone in the Quake engine. The key bindings need to be updated as well, since going into the console to change your settings is a pain in the ass. However, if you already know how to download this mod and access a Discord server, then chances are you probably know how to edit a config file. It is still an inconvenience for players though, and on top of that, I want to interact with objects in the Fortress of Doom. Maybe have secret doors you can access by pushing a hidden switch or something, similar to how the hub in Quake 1 has a secret difficulty setting. I love those types of Easter eggs and secret areas, and with the amount of effort that the developers are sinking into this mod, I can definitely see this happening at some point. What do you think about the Slayer's Testaments mod if you've played it, and what would you like to see added in a future update? Please let me know in the comments, and if you've made it to the end of the video, I would also love to hear suggestions for other Doom and Quake mods to cover on the channel. Thank you for watching.